Hey y'all, I'm back and I'm here to stay because I have so much to show y'all and so much to tell y'all. Even though I got very little clips, but I'll try my best to do good for y'all as far as the clips goes, okay? Just wait around. Hey everybody, so where should I start? Oh my God. First of all, there's so many events that happened in this past couple of months that y'all have not seen. And I'm so mad that I could not record most of it because at that time my phone was messed up. Oh my God. So let me break it down to you what the hell happened from the time I had my phone to the time I end up having to replace a phone. And oh my God, some of y'all is probably gonna say, "What the fuck?" And then some of y'all gonna be like, "Yeah, yeah, whatever." But for the ones who really care and who loves this fucking drama and stuff like that, you just scoot your ass right on up and come and listen to me because boy, do I have a lot of shit to tell y'all. Let's start off with the first thing. I had the best summer ever. Like, hands down, this summer has been very amazing to me. I don't owe these people anything. They don't owe, I mean, they don't owe me anything. I have been to so many parties and concerts. It was fucking ridiculous. I'm talking about, I found over 15 to 27, 28 concerts and parties for free. And I found the some parties through other people, social media friends, people who just came into town and just wanted to have fun. And they exposed a lot of places I didn't even think even exist here because mind you, I am not a club goer. I am not a party girl. I am a festival girl. I go to jazz bars. I go to small lounges, shit like that. Then people see me in the village all the time, so you will always see me in the village 9 times out of 10 because I'm a part of the rainbow community. So of course, so let me start off with the birthday. So I went to the Rise Up New York City concert, which on my birthday it was the Caribbean Day. So Patrice Roberts, Beanie Man, all these people was here, and some new artists I never heard of that came from Haiti. Best concert I had in my life. Regardless of a couple of girls that was trying to ruin it for me and this other woman that was with me, I met a woman at a concert and the concert turned out so well. We ignored the bitches that was trying to disrespect us and ruin our day because they cut in line. They cut right in front of us, but we end up enjoying ourselves anyway. The concert lasted all night. Normally I would stay until the concert is over, but this concert I didn't want to stay that long, so I didn't stay long enough to see all of Beanie Man's performances. But then about a week later, another concert happened, and I went to that concert and I stayed until the concert was over. That concert was the Trey Songz concert in August. Best concert I ever had in my life. First of all, I had never been to a Trey Songz concert. And then I met a friend over there, and she was such a sweetheart. I met her when she was with her daughter, and we all just had a blast. We started having conversations. We started talking about what we love about Trey Songz, and we met other females that was obsessed with Trey Songz. But the concert was a 10 out of 10. Like, I would love to see Trey Songz again if he comes back to New York. So that night was a breeze. It went off without a hitch. And I didn't get home till like maybe 2 in the morning because it was all the way in Queens. So fast forward to me starting school now. So we're back in school. This is my third semester. I have one more semester until I graduate. And everything was like rushed through. Like, we didn't have a time to even set anything up, be prepared for anything. Soon as we got back into school, we was like full speed ahead, getting everything ready, letting me know that now that I'm in a nursing program, and I'm in like classes for nursing that I have to do this and that. My schedule came twice as busy now than it was ever before, even though I go to school every other day. So mind you, schedule was on point. My classes are Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and it's only in the morning time. Except for Monday. Monday is double the class, but same class is like human anatomy. So that turned out to be very great. I mean, I'm enjoying myself being in these classes, but we, like I said, I met a whole lot of people. Like I said, from June up until now, I met a whole lot of new people from all over. I met a lot of people from Brooklyn. I became super friendly with them. They became super friendly with me. And then I started meeting new peoples. I started expanding my choice of peoples, let's put it like that. So I started dating, and I didn't think I was ever going to go back to men, but I did. I ended up dating two guys in these last 3 months. And I just recently broke up with somebody not too long ago. And I say about 2 weeks ago, I broke up with this man. And honestly, I have to say that breaking up with him and getting my get back, my little karma, I think that was the best thing I ever did in my entire life. And like, it's like, I'm not going to go into details with the whole relationship breakdown and why we broke up, but just know that karma was a bitch. And like I said, women's intuition never go wrong, and dreams is never false. It always tells the truth about everything. And then on top of that, I constantly kept praying to God and talking to God about it. By the way, yes, I am very much getting closer and closer to God each and every day. Yes, I do read scriptures from the Bible. And like I said, from the moment I started changing my ways back in April, was the moment I realized that I don't need a lot of people in my life to be happy, fulfilled, and to be the person that I was meant to be. And a lot of people depend on other people to be this great person, to have certain things in their life, or to have connections. And it's not even that. It's just all in the mind. I used somebody as a crutch because I was too afraid to even say that I could do things on my own and try to work certain things out. So when I finally, had that tough love conversation with somebody, it made me realize that I could do better on my own. And I always tell myself, like I tell my neighbors and I tell my classmates, you could do better by yourself. You don't need nobody to sit here and mess up anything for you. You don't need nobody to be in your life for you to be fulfilled. And then what's crazy to me is that I thought happiness was coming through another person. Happiness was meaning being in love with somebody, or being in a relationship with somebody who could hold you up and be there for you and everything. But happiness starts within you. And being fulfilled is not being in a relationship with a man or a woman. Being fulfilled is filling your own cup and actually do what's best for you. Feed your soul with knowledge. Feed your soul with what you want. And don't wait around for somebody to give you what you want. And it's crazy because I sit around people so many times and I listen to people give that same advice to other people's, but I never gave that advice to myself. Neither did anybody give me that advice. So I finally sat down with my neighbor and had girl talk, and I was letting her know that I felt her pain and her frustration because I was going through the same thing she was going through, where I always chose the wrong person to be in love with because I couldn't have the person I really wanted to be with. And I finally came to terms with you, like making people's another option, whatever like that. But it was like, okay, here's the thing. I settled for less too many times. And I was always dating certain peoples because I felt bad for them. I felt bad because me and one person could be friends and we could have the best conversations ever. And sometimes we have very intimate conversations because we, like I say, just that's just how friends are. Friends have intimate conversations about their love lives and about experiences they had. And so it was just crazy. So it's like I learned a lot of lessons in this past couple of months when it comes to certain people, especially this guy I was dating. And then a old childhood friend came back in my life and called himself trying to date me. Of course, that didn't happen. Total flop, fail, because he just can't seem to keep his penis in his pants. And then it was the fact that me and my girlfriend was trying to see if we could be on our own and just, do what other people do to make their relationship stronger. Take some time apart. See if you can, last longer without this person and without the help for this person. So I had kind of temporarily split up with my girlfriend. I say about 2 months. And in the midst of me being split up from her, whatever, I concentrate on my school. I concentrate on everything, trying to get my bills together, trying to get my house together, trying to get my studies together. And I had several tests that was coming up, and I needed the concentration. I needed to be by myself without anybody nagging me in my ear, bothering me, or even any other distractions that was unwanted. And then, speaking of distraction, this guy I dated, he was a distraction, and I said he was the epitome of distraction gone wrong. It was not a good distraction because he was nothing but drama, and he was nothing but bullshit. Like, you could tell by the energy, by the looks, and by the words that came out of his mouth. I'm so glad that I avoided the trauma. I avoided the domestic squabble, whatever you call it. I avoided so many things by leaving this man because this man is prone to domestic violence. This man was prone to cheating, lying, and doing all this stuff and hiding secrets. And it's crazy because I always been the type to stay open and honest with people. It's like I never ever kept anything from any of my exes. And even if my situation was embarrassing or it was like terrible, I still was honest with them about it because sooner or later they're going to find out anyway. It's like the longer you stay around somebody and you hang out with them, the more they're going to get to know you. And in this case, since I was dating this guy, I wanted to take things slow, see where it goes. And I was getting to know this guy. Like, we had so many nights of nighttime conversations that would last until like 1 in the morning. And then there'd be times where we could be together in person, so we'll hang out. And the one thing I didn't like that I always tell guys to stop doing is hiding your past. Your past will bleed into your new relationship because of certain things and certain people's. It's like, just take him for example. He was in prison for 14 years for attempted murder, and now he lives in a halfway house. He didn't want to tell me this until the night that we were supposed to have our date night and I cooked dinner. And he said he couldn't come back to the house. And when I found out about all this, when he finally told me the truth about why he was acting funny and why he couldn't come back out, I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. And the 8 o'clock curfew makes sense. And then he was started acting so weird about a lot of other shit. And he finally came clean about that. So just when I thought that he just told every single secret that he ever had, I was wrong. He had more. And like I said, thank God for being spiritual, because I found out in so many ways about what this man was hiding from me. And I realized this man was not the one for me. And I pray to God to send me a sign whether or not this man was for me. So I took my time with this whole situation, and I didn't rush to speak to him. I didn't rush to try to, be his woman. I said this was like a trial run, because it's like you can't really call somebody your boyfriend until you really spend a great amount of time with them. And like I said, I made a promise to myself that I would not be vulnerable ever again. I would not expose myself to be in that vulnerable space where I could get hurt. And I'm so glad I did a great job protecting myself, because to this day, I don't feel hurt. I don't feel betrayed, even though I was, because this man did a lot of shit behind my back that is cause for betrayal. And I could never look at him the same way again. Just like today, he had the audacity to try to embarrass me in front of everybody in my school by talking shit to me, disrespecting me. He thought he was about that life. And I was so mad that I did not bring my knife with me to school, because he would have got done for, And like I said, I don't like it when somebody calls himself Billy Badass. Like, Billy Badass coming to you, talking shit to you, disrespecting you, trying to embarrass you, doing everything but put his hands on you. And he thought he could never, ever pay the price for that. Just like he came to my house a couple of days ago, thought he was going to do something, and he was just sitting here talking a lot of shit. You know how it is. It's just petty talk. And I had a knife to his shit. Made him strip naked. Had a knife to his penis. And he was shook up after that. After that, he never, ever said anything else. So that was done for. Like I said, that was just a little bit of peace. But like I say, I got my get back. Karma came back to bite him in the ass. After that, I found this special person that's in my life now. I do have a special person in my life right now. And she has taught me so many things. So many things. And she spoke to me about so many great things. One thing I do like about her is that she's very, very intellectual. She's very open. And she's a sweetheart. And then on top of that, it's like sometimes she gives me the best advice. And she might not know that I am taking her advice and I am thinking about it. But I'm thinking about everything she's saying plus more. Because every year I always said I wanted to become a better person and to be a better responsive person. Because how I respond to people was never that great. So I'm learning how to respond to people in ways that's not so violent and not so judgmental, because sometimes I do think about what people be saying to me, and then I had to, like, it does look like from the outside and it looks like I'm judging somebody and, telling them something about themselves, whatever, but it's really not. I'm just speaking the truth, whatever. That's why some people love me, some people hate me, and I'm willing to accept that. And like I said, what's going on right now, it's complicated, but I'm going to spin it and tell you the best version of it. So even though I'm going through a complicated moment right now because of Trump's ass, but I'm trying to make the most of it. Like I said, school has been a breeze. It's been good. Like I say, I passed some tests, I failed some tests. I'm trying to understand the classes. Yes, it is very hard. Chemistry is hard. Human A&P is hard, super hard. And people need to stop acting like, downplaying it like it's not a big deal, like it's not that hard. It is. And I have proved to people sometimes that, again, these damn classes are super hard. So back to my special friend. Like I said, I fell in love with her intellectual side. Like I say, it's hard to find people that can hold a conversation with you and that can understand you without having to nitpick and judge you. And then I have peoples out here who just don't give a shit. But like I said, it's very fascinating to meet different walks of life, and you get to weed out the bad peoples from the good. My house is doing fabulous. Like I say, I have upgraded my apartment. Like I said, I live on the top floor of my building. I have a beautiful view of New York City. Love my home. And ever since I moved in, like I said, I've been decorating my home little by little. But most of all, I've been having a lot of people over. I had so many people over here for the past 3 or 4 months. and they've been showing me nothing but love, and we have fun, we joke around, we test each other. It's just, we just had all out fun. It's been amazing to have these people in my life. And this is pretty much what I've been up to. I've been keeping myself busy. If I'm not out partying and hanging with, my social friends, then I'm in school, I'm studying. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of studying and, doing a lot of passing of the tests and stuff like that. Oh, find out I have a 3.6 GPA. I made it on a dean's list. Um, I got the email from the dean in my school saying that he's gonna post me up online on our school website. Everything has been going swell. Like, I can't really complain about anything. Everything's been going great. Like I say, I'm learning how to read the Bible more and to pray better and pray more. And like I say, manifestation has been working because there's a lot of things I say I wanted out of my life, and it happened. I cleanse my energy. I cleanse my heart. I cleanse my mind, and I cleanse my body from people, places, and things that didn't serve me well. And I got rid of a lot of people who was never for me, who was poisoned, who tried to prey on my downfall. I had people who tried to do spells on me, who tried to jinx me and just say a lot of bad shit about me, and it never worked. And thank God for exposing those peoples. I pray to God every night, and I take a scripture out the Bible and think about it, and I talk to God. And it's crazy because one day, this was on a Saturday, I was just messing around with the Bible, just skimming through the Bible, and all of a sudden I heard a verse. It was a chapter and a verse to look up, and I seen it, and what I read, it was explaining everything about my life. It said exactly who was against me, why was they against me, and that what they doing is not working. I'm living proof of it's not working. And if I gotta like visually show these peoples who are my haters now that whatever they trying to do is not working, I'm doing just fine. I'm happy. I'm stress free. I'm not all the way pain free because I'm still dealing with chronic pains, but everything else is going fine. Like I said, I have nothing to complain about. Everything has been going well, and this is the best version I ever seen myself be in. Like I say, I learned how to let things go. I don't dwell on a lot of stuff anymore. I don't do the whole woe is me anymore. I found myself doing that back in April and May. I tell you, between April and July, it's been the most, how you say it, cleansing months for me. It's been thoroughly cleansing for me because there was a lot of things that was brought to my attention. Some of it made me cry, and some of them made me wonder, like, oh my God, like, really? And then you be like, damn, I didn't notice that, or I never knew about that, or I never knew this person felt that way. You had those type of moments. And it's coming from people that was closest to me. It was coming from people who I really fucking knew, who I thought I knew. And then you got people who would shock the crap out of you because you didn't think they was capable of that. And it taught me a valuable lesson about feeding people with a long spoon. You gotta love people from afar, baby. You cannot keep everybody in your life that's really not for you. And God will always show you who is for you and who's not for you, because that person will show their hands. Whatever they try to do behind your back, whether they talk crap about you, try to throw dirt in your name, spread lies, rumors about you, or even try to set you up, all that will be exposed in so many ways you won't even think about. And in this case, I was lucky enough to even get that part, to have that shown to me. So I just brush it off, and I'm like, okay, it's time for me to move on. It's time for me to leave everybody alone and just go on my path. So I had this path created for me where I'm going down. I'm just giving myself all the love and attention, and I'm putting all my energy into what matters the most, which is my health and my school. And I can't stress that enough. It's been amazing since I started doing that. And I had a great cry, not just a good cry, but I had a really good, really great cry. And it lasted for 2 or 3 weeks. And I was like, after that, I never let myself dwell on anything for more than a week or two. But when it comes to crying, you need that good cry to cleanse yourself out. I say give myself a month. And it was less than a month that I even did that and I started feeling better. So I was like, you know what? It's time for Sherelle to change. Like, do the 360. And I did. And I've been so much better. So much better. And like I said, my body feels amazing. The headaches is going. I'm not having as much pain in my head as I used to have, because you know you carry a lot of stress up there because you're thinking about stuff, or you've been arguing with people, or you let people get the best of you. And I stopped doing that. So yeah, my life has been a lot better. Yes, I'm glowing. A lot of people noticed the glow, noticed the skin color. Everything was back. And then back in September, my health took a turn. Yes, my health took the worst turn ever. I landed in a hospital not once, but twice. And it was later on this year, I landed in the hospital twice. But in the beginning of the year, I was in the hospital due to me being sick from being in my gym. And this time, being in the hospital in September and October was the worst. I'm talking about oxygen level was low. Found out I had fibromyalgia. Found out that my sternum wasn't producing enough oxygen. It wasn't having enough oxygen around my muscle area, and the sternum and the muscle around the sternum had to keep working twice as hard to get oxygen. I wasn't breathing at all. And this was coming from being sick, all because I was taking care of my neighbor's husband. So yeah, everybody knows that I'm in nursing now. So everybody is constantly asking me for advice or asking me to help them. And I've been nice enough to help people out here for the last 2 months, you know, with whatever they need. And I end up getting sick off it. And I didn't know how bad my immune system was until I landed in the hospital, damn near not breathing like correctly. And then I got sick again. And this time I got sick is due to my blood. Find out I have, what is it? It was, I forgot what the name of it is. But yeah, my health issues was like really, really messed up. But yeah, I'm trying to get my blood back to normal now because I was getting sick because of it. And a lot of health issues was not being looked at careful enough. I damn near had to replace my doctor because she wasn't taking care of me the way she's supposed to. But right now, everything is getting back on track. I've been feeling a lot better now. Other than a chronic pain. Other than that, everything's been good. Everything has really been good. Like I said, everything is fine. Just because we have a little mishap in the love life area doesn't mean we ain't good. We're always going to be good. We're always going to be safe. We're going to be pleasant. We're going to be blessed. You should know how that is. And with that being said, you will get part 2 to this video next week because I wanted you to see my human A&P class. I thought about recording it today, but we were just so wrapped up in getting everything done for next week because next week is my second finals for human A&P. So my professor, she was trying to hurry up and wrap things up. I couldn't even get the time to even record anything, but we was doing skeletal muscle tissues and we was doing other things too. So I'll let y'all see the class next week. If I'm allowed to, I'm gonna ask them, and I'll let y'all see my other classes. Wednesday, I have college writing, and Sunday, I have psychology. Oh my God, when I say psychology has been really fun to be in, same thing with college writing. Oh my God, like I said, I have some favorite classes and I have not so favorite classes like chemistry, but y'all see that next week. Like I said, I don't want, this is already too long, it's almost 30 minutes, but I just wanted to let y'all know this is why y'all have not seen me on YouTube or on social media lately because I've been busy with a lot. Okay, life has been great. Life was lifing for like 2 months, but it's okay. And like I said, as for taking care of my home and everything, everything is going fine. So no complaints there. But see, oh, by the way, I lost a lot of weight. Your girl got swole. I'll tell you, oh, pay no mind to the stains, but yes, your girl lost a lot of weight, and I'm super happy for that. But I'll see you next week, Monday. Deuces.